But I want to start with a quote from Antonio Gramsci. I know everyone doesn't agree with him, but he has, from his prison notebooks, he observed that the crisis consists precisely in the fact that the old is dying and the new cannot be born. In this interregnum, a great variety of morbid symptoms appear. And I think that this characterizes the polycrises that we're all going through. In the taxi coming here, I heard that South Korea just called martial law. So there's a lot of instability, a great deal of uncertainty. But I would say the situation right now, and you mentioned cultural diplomacy. It was just announced today or yesterday that President Trump will be going to Paris for the opening of Notre Dame. So I think President Macron, who was the first to call him, to congratulate him, and I think he knows how to deal with President Trump, so he invited him to this grand opening, and I think that this is a good sign. Donald Trump 2.0 will be very different than Donald Trump 1.0. But I think that I have three scenarios. So the first I would call the Russia card. So this would kind of be the reverse armchair Kissinger, people thinking they can throw a wedge into the Sino-Russian relationship. We saw how Scholz picked up the phone to talk to Putin, breaking all the EU's kind of norms about not wanting to isolate Putin. I don't think that there is a chance to kind of put a wedge between Russia and China, although that this still is very popular. We see that this happens persistently. After the Shanghai Cooperation Organization event about 1.5 years ago, Putin, who can speak for hours without any notes, looked up at Xi, read from a card, and said, "I know you have concerns about the war in Ukraine." So Scholz got on a plane and then went to Beijing and used this narrative of talking to Xi, I call it peace washing, to use his influence on Putin to end the war in Ukraine. Well, we're almost 3 years into the war, and that really has not worked out. So doing the same thing over and over again, we've heard this line before. So the second scenario would be China, the China card. And this is China's strategy to kind of court and seduce Europe. Europe might be unhappy with the Trump administration, so their idea is to drive a wedge in the transatlantic relationship and the seduction narrative, and trying to hold the comprehensive agreement on investment, which is in the deep freeze, to use it as a carrot to try to show that Europe has other options, an economic